The doll with no arms I found in one of my flea market junkets. It could have been Brimfield. It could have been Scott's down in Atlanta. I don't even know. There was something irresistible about her and almost more compelling because she had a little issue. And I think she just becomes more unique because she doesn't have everything she started with. So there's a story there. We just don't know what it is.
But she does have a crown.
She does have a crown because she's fabulous, of course.
You're watching Homeworthy, where we believe every home has a story. Like and subscribe for more.
Hey everybody, Deb Waterman Johns. Welcome to my Georgetown home. Okay, so I'm Deb Waterman Johns, and I am co-owner, co-founder of Scout Bags, and we love supporting the modern woman in her crazy, multitasking, multifaceted lifestyle. So we're here to make storage, totage, cooling, all a great thing.
So tell me about this home.
The oldest part is 1780, I believe. It is called a telescope home because it starts with a federal front and goes to smaller additions as we go back. The further back we go, the older the house gets. So what we have done is preserved the integrity of that federal double parlor, wide hall, high ceiling feel, and modernized it and colorized it in a way that we feel really suits our family. So we're in the front foyer of the house. I decided to go with electric yellow. So yellow is like sunny. It's always sunny. Even on a gray day, you sort of feel like, you know what? There's possibilities in this day because you have that sunny, bright yellow. And yellow goes with everything. People are afraid of yellow, but it's one of the best colors in the rainbow. And I'm standing in front of a piece that I bought many years ago in Milan in my travels for fashion. It's from Fornazetti, but it is supposed to look like a palace when you shut the doors. You can sort of see that it has the facade of a palace. So I thought, okay, who needs to live in a palace? Well, clearly the Queen. I love memorabilia from the royals. And so friends over the years have given me tins. I've collected tins wherever I go. I have books, I have pillows, I love crowns. Who doesn't? I never did my debutante ball, so I never got to wear that tiara. So I'm loving the crown idea. But you can see how all of these collectibles just create the palace in its authenticity. And at Christmas, we turn this into a Santa Fest. It's all of my vintage Santas that live in the palace.
Who are these dolls behind you?
Okay, that is really, really crazy. This was something we did a Christmas house tour for St. Albans School, and that was literally 22 years ago. And we decorated a tree with these baby faces. And they are doll faces that get sewn onto cloth bodies. And we just put the little fringe around them. So they've lived in that frame for 22 years. I can't bear to take them down. They're just too fabulous. I just can't do it. Okay, so I grew up with people getting their kids' silhouettes done. And it used to be black paper on a white ground. So I would say about 15 years ago, an artist in New York started doing these painted silhouettes of kids. And this is Tucker, the movie buff, Gussie, the jock, Bo, the goalie, and Gibson, the tennis freak. And we did this just because we thought, you know what, capturing your kids in moments of time in their development is really fun. So I love this, the colors, the look, and it tells me something about them. I am going to show you my birthday present from Ben, which is so amazing. It's Ashley Longshore. She's the most incredible artist from New Orleans. She paints mostly women that are iconic. Our kids loved The Wizard of Oz growing up. Like Dorothy is and there's something about this time frame that we're in where somewhere over the rainbow offers hope and possibilities. So Dorothy had new meaning. So here she is with her Chanel bag and her LV dress and her sparkly shoes. Cannot resist, and of course she has her dog with her, Toto balloon style. So we love it. So we're about ready to go into the living room, which we recently redid because some of the furnishings that we had with the kids growing up were a little bit needing a facelift. So come on in and take a look at the living room. And the living room is painted in a vibrant green, one of my other favorite colors. I don't wear a lot of these colors, but I like to decorate with them. And this green, again, has a lot of life, and it just really accepts other color mixes. But more than that, this became the gallery that we created of kid art. We had 4 kids in 6 years, and the artwork would come home in piles. Some of it was like sensational. I mean, really fabulous. And over time, the sun has done its little patina effect on the artwork, but I just love the fact that I had 4 artists in my home, and why not frame them beautifully and use them as my gallery wall in my living room. So Allison, this piece is what I'd like to call a modern heirloom. So this is a piece that was this nasty sort of like gray-green. I had a friend of mine strip it, lacquer black, and then another artist went in and with gold script did the important dates in our family. So birth dates, wedding dates, things like that. And it's really kind of fun because it was a piece that was unremarkable, but when we added all this crazy fun to it, my leopard collection, these are China pieces from when Richard Nixon went to visit China and played ping pong. Not that I'm a Nixon person, but these are hilarious collectibles. And it's just a place where I can keep more of my collection. Everywhere you turn in this house, there's going to be my collections. And they probably don't have any value to anybody else, but to me, they just make me laugh. They also are full of memories. This is the thing about collections. They might have belonged to someone else initially, and then they become part of your DNA, or you find something like these little Mexican fighters who are supposed to hang on a Christmas tree, but hello, they're fabulous on my mantle with the pink boa woven through. And one of the kids did this like elephant. I don't know if it might have been Gib, with like jewels all over it. And then I have my gnomes, which of course are fabulous. And then my religious candles, which by the way, I'm not terribly religious as much as I'm spiritual, but I do think religious iconography is beautiful, and I think that it deserves to be melded into the world of design. Okay, so this is my other Ashley Longshore. This is the first piece that I purchased, and I love Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She actually was a Cornellian like me. So, and one of my great friends' mother was her roommate at Cornell, so pretty fabulous. So when Ashley Longshore's Instagram came up and Ruth was there, and I said, wait a minute, she has a Vogue t-shirt on. I have to own this Ruth. She's sensational through and through. So she sits with all of my blue and green home books. I love coffee table books. I like any imagery that is inspirational, and I love stacking it by color and mixing different titles. So it's just, again, elevates the art. So Allison, I'm going to take you from the living room, which was one of the double parlors, into the second half of the double parlor situation, which is the dining room. Okay, so this room, we said, all right, what other color in the rainbow have we not touched on in this house? And it was periwinkle blue. I love a blue sky. It feels like you're going from the sun in the front foyer to the sky. This room just feels, again, buoyant and refreshed. So I designed this house to really feel like a backdrop to collections. I am an avid collector of things that maybe are really absurd to other people, but I believe that if you take 3 of something, it's a collection. Anything, high or low. I'm a huge advocate for decorating with flea to fabulous. Like, I love mixing all the sort of flavors of where you've traveled, where your family is from, and just what you find that makes you happy. So we just said, you know what, let's go with color, let's go with scale, and really make it fun. So when someone comes into a room, they're not gonna run out of things to look at.
Okay, so I don't even know where to start. What do we look at first?
I think we look at this. Okay, so Allison, this was in a small grocery store somewhere, I believe, in Pennsylvania. And this houses anything that I think is sparkly and shiny and fun. So it has earrings, it has little plastic deer, it has my cake plate collection, which I've collected for many, many years. At the end of the day, this is really just a place where it's a catch-all for fun stuff that has no business being together, but somehow it works. This chick you have to see. You know, this is my Santos, and she is honestly the grande dame of this space. You know, she has little ones living underneath her skirt. She has her giant beaded cross coming down. She has her stars and her heart and her crown, of course. And above her is our chandelier, where you have more of a little plaster angels floating above. So I also think that Christmas ornaments, the really old ones, are one of the most beautiful things because they have aged and the color changes, and that patina is something you can't reproduce. So age, as much as it can be challenging, actually adds color that is very difficult to replicate. This is our little wall of our dog world. We are huge dog lovers. We hate losing dogs, but always are excited about getting another little guy that needs a home. I found an artist in Paris many years ago that was able to paint oils of our dogs, and we just feel like this could be our wonderful tribute wall to the dog. So we'll just keep adding to it, and we'll just keep hope that our family of dogs continues on for many years. So this is our powder room. It feels like an inside-out Tiffany box. We love this. A friend of mine gave me the idea of framing the invitations for a pop-up store that I do called Fifi, where we sell jewelry and clothing and things from all over the world from our travels that we think the ladies in Washington will get excited about. The invitations are fun. They're a little bit irreverent, and I thought, why not add a gold frame? Put a gold frame on anything, it makes it look fabulous. Okay, we're here, guys. This is our bedroom, and again, it's got high ceilings, lots of light. We actually added these sort of cathedral ceilings, and the scale of furniture that you need for a space like this is a little peculiar. And we also have our bed on an angle, which is kind of an unusual choice, but I saw it once at a friend's house and I thought, fabulous, why not? And so then we have the chaises or chaises, whatever you want to call them, on angles as well. There's something about taking a space that's very linear and adding a little bit of illusion to it when you angle your furniture.
Is your favorite color green?
Do you know what? If I had to choose a color other than black and white, I would absolutely choose like an acid green, because there's something alive about it. And you can see that this giant bookcase that we had made, which is just absurd. It almost looks like it belongs in Alice in Wonderland, but it was an old postal box shelf. So this was from a small store where people would have their mail sorted into these slots. And I took advantage of it with crazy books, organized by color as much as I could. And then we added some really fun details to it. So it's just massive, but it makes sense in this room.
Okay, we have to talk about the clothes.
I started my career at Vogue. I started as an assistant editor in 1979. I still have some of the issues. Got to keep them. And I fell in love with the world of fashion. And in New York in the 70s and 80s, anything was possible. The fashion shoots were incredible. The clothing was sensational. The European designers were just coming over to our country, and we were all starting to see how explosive and great fashion is. I collect so much fashion. I love color, pattern, all of it. And when you collect it the right way, it never goes out of style. So for instance, this is a piece from Shanghai Tang that I bought in Paris. It is that sort of amazing Asian style that is so beautifully iconic with the button and the pattern. And this is something that is decorative and also just perfect with a little white jean, something very simple. Another piece that I purchased many years ago from Etro in Milan is their beautiful, almost ancient madder paisley. And this is a coat that I just wore over little white pants, a great little shoe, usually a little Roger Vivier pump, and a simple t-shirt, and I would be ready for any cocktail party. And then fast forward, I still love collecting great pieces. This is a piece from Milan that I bought, seriously, you guys, just for the pattern alone. I probably won't wear this, but someone in my office will wear it for a photo shoot. I think this is to die for.
In all the years I've known you, I've never seen you without a headband.
Okay, Allison, so my headbands. My headband was something that I found in New York City at Bergdorf Goodman. A great hat designer named Patricia Underwood created a line of these sort of very simple knotted headbands. I was starting to grow my hair out when I was pregnant because I thought, wow, it's actually looking kind of good. It used to be sort of frizzy and kinky, and it got very sort of like, long and straight. And I said, well, it's going to drive me crazy. Since I'm in the world of design, I'm always using my hands. I need something to keep my hair out of my face. Patricia Underwood did this knot, and it has been my go-to hairstyle. And some people probably think, seriously, she's still doing this? But yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm still wearing the knot.
So how long have you been wearing this knot headband?
Since I was pregnant with Tucker. Tucker is 31 years old. So I've also, and ever since I had Tucker, I also started wearing the Prada fanny pack, my other staple, which they're so scary looking now because they're so vintage. And Prada will not make this small size anymore. So from the side, I kind of look like I could have a little scandalous detail here, but actually, it's my Prada fanny pack.
So you're telling me that every day you wear the headband and the fanny pack?
Every day. What that does when you have a uniform is it kind of simplifies your world. I remember hearing about a guy who was a designer in New York, and he said, I have visual assault all day. I see color, pattern, gorgeous design. So when I get up in the morning, it's very soothing to know exactly what I'm going to wear. I get my t-shirts from Petit Bateau. I buy 10 of them. Black short sleeve t-shirts. I have my little Lafayette 128 little half zip wrapped around my waist in case it gets cold. Layering is key. My little Montclair vest. I think I've worn this thing into the ground. And then I wear a little Current Elliott cropped jeans with a little fringe. And by the way, the best thing to do, change out your sneaker, put on a pump, put on a fabulous jacket. You're ready to go to a cocktail party. That's how easy it is. So, this crown. So I had the fortune to go to Buckingham Palace for dinner once. One of my friends called up and said, listen, I heard you're going to be in London. We've had a cancellation of one of our patrons. Could you come to Buckingham Palace for dinner? And I was like, okay, is this like, am I being like punked? Like, what's happening? Yes, I can. Of course I can. The night before, my stylist friends from London gave me a Cinderella Disney crown or tiara. And they said, you have to wear this to the palace. And I said, no, seriously, guys, I cannot walk in to Buckingham Palace with Prince Edward wearing a Cinderella Disney crown. So I put it in my purse, okay? Got through the whole dinner. The dinner was fabulous. We all had our own footmen. It was like quite surreal. And my great friend Mimsy was there. And we were talking afterwards, like, can you seriously believe we're standing at Buckingham Palace, like in black tie? Like, who are we? Like, this is hysterical. Edward walked over, Prince Edward. And he saw us laughing. We were having a great time. And I said, Edward, I need to show you something and get your opinion. I could have worn this tonight, and I want to know if you think it would have been fabulous or ridiculous. He said, show me. I pulled it out, and he said, oh, my darling, you should have absolutely worn that to this evening. It's sensational. So this has been to Buckingham Palace. It was not on my head, but I leave it on my fabulous gold bust. And this is a little piece that Tucker made of me. Look at this, with the knot, ladies, with the knot, and gentlemen. Tucker's version of Mom in clay when he was like in second grade.
And again, we're near another animal.
We are near another animal, so this is a goat. I do a lot of work with Saks when I style my clients. This goat was part of a display that Saks had, and it has false eyelashes on it. And I was like, okay, you know what? Everybody needs a plaster goat in their house.
Did you put the eyelashes on him?
No. This was part of the whole glam part of the goat at Saks. It came with the eyelashes.
What's been the hardest thing about maintaining an old house?
You know what? I think maintaining an old house is really a project of love. It truly is. There is dirt and dust built into the foundation, and it seeps up when you least expect it. I think there are curiosities that have happened in a home through generations that are part of the DNA. So when you have an old home, you have to be willing to say, all right, you know what? I'm going to take it roots and all. And that makes it a project of lowering your bar a little bit on perfection, but raising your bar on endless possibilities.
Click here to watch another amazing home tour and be sure to subscribe to Homeworthy.